here on this snowy day in Bozeman. Got a fresh blanket. We're in the Stadium Club. That's the name of this area of the stadium. The football field is right that way. And we are with Leon Costello. He's the athletic director at Montana State University. Thank you so much for hosting us here.
Yeah, thanks for having us,
Go
and
Cats.
thanks for being here. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, go Cats.
Absolutely. I'm wearing
Always.
My mustard or goldenrod shirt. I haven't really decided what color it is. It's not flattering.
I like to call myself a double alumni since I've been here twice.
That's right. She's an alum.
Even better.
Still a student right now, technically.
I'm in grad school.
All right.
Grad school. In the 8 years that you've been the athletic director here at Montana State, you've overseen the most successful period in Montana State athletic history, right? If you think about all the different sports, football, basketball, track and field, volleyball, rodeo, skiing, tennis, pretty much any sport you can think of, Montana State's going to be in the top 3 in the Big Sky Conference. What's going right?
People. I think that's first and foremost. I mean, any successful organization has successful people, and they need great people to, especially in college and in college athletics, to be leading these young people in what they're doing every day. Our coaches do amazing things, and they recruit the right kind of student athlete to come here. We all know, Montana State is not an easy school, right? I mean, it's going to challenge you academically, but also our expectations are very high in the athletic program. And so to combine the two of those, it takes a really special student athlete to be able to perform at a very high level, a championship level is what we talk about on both sides of that equation. And they do such a great job, but it starts with, the coaches picking and choosing the right student athlete and the right prospective student athlete to come here. But then we have to have the right people in place to support them on their journey, whether that's 4 or 5 years, from academic staff to nutritionists to strength and conditioning staff, all those support areas that we have to support them. So then that way they can focus on what they're dealing with, whether it's practice or a competition or they have a test coming up, that they can really focus in on those things they need to each and every day.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't imagine coupling being a full-time athlete with being a full-time student. Like, you do have to be made of some serious tough stuff. Like,
you do.
I just was having trouble doing the ski thing and the student thing and like eating.
Yeah, right.
That was hard enough.
You can't forget to eat. You're exactly right.
Exactly. So what is your day-to-day like here, especially since like the start of the NIL era? Like, you wake up, you have your coffee. Like, what's your day like?
Multiple cups of coffee, for sure. I think that's probably one of the best things about what we do in athletics is every day is different. Yeah. We could be focused on fundraising. There could be a project that we're trying to fix or complete or renovate, and we're really focused on contacting donors. It could be, an event like this week with Cat-Griz in town, and really focused on what's going on around the game to make sure, from security and tickets and passes and all the things that happen in and around that game, that it goes off without a hitch. And so it really depends on what day it is. But I can tell you everything that we do is really focused on the student athletes. Yeah. It's really focused on their day-to-day responsibilities, their day-to-day lives. How do we continue to make their lives better? How do we continue to make their experience the best it can be here? Mm-hmm. And really a lot of our decisions are based solely on that factor alone.
Okay.
Yep.
So, but you're not going from, rowing machine to the natatorium and just like giving back rubs and stuff like that.
He spends his day in the planetarium.
That's definitely not me. But but you bring up a great point in that I want to know kind of what's going on in each of these programs, right? I want to know from a coaching perspective if everything's great. I want to know from a student athlete perspective, and then from a support staff. So you will find me going from practice to practice, going and just watching practice, watching them get ready for a competition, or it could be today's Monday volleyball's practicing today. They don't play until Friday. So it could be just about their preparation and how they're doing things. And that's one of the best parts about this job is seeing student athletes in their natural environments and how they're continuing to learn, how they're continuing to develop under the coaching staff and the goals that they're trying to meet, whether for the upcoming match or for if it's for longer in the season. But that is really the fun part, is getting to see them in their natural habitat, on the court, on the field, practicing and preparing, getting ready for competition.
That's really cool.
And helping to make sure that they have the best possible environments for
Correct.
that. It's hard to miss all of the facilities upgrades that have been happening lately, that are happening right now, whether we're talking about the new athletic department or the Jumbotron that's out there, the giant indoor facility that you're building right now. Are we just watching
My
the
kids watched
athletic?
a movie this summer on the Jumbotron.
Yes.
They watched Despicable Me, and I could see it from Pete's Hill. I was up there like, my son's down there.
Yeah, we've heard that a couple times from people
So
over there.
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're just
Great
watching the athletic department grow before our eyes.
Yeah, and that's in our business, and really in any business, if you're not growing, you're falling behind, right? And I think going back to our programs and having the success that you talked about at the beginning has allowed us really to dream big and expand, what we feel like our goals are. I think from when I started in 2016, to what our really subset of goals were, they've drastically changed, and they're so much bigger right now because the momentum is so high. Success breeds success, and that's allowed us to really dream big. And the cool thing is, it's to look at our donors and look them in the eye and see all the excitement that they have for what's going on here. And the smiles and the excitement opens pocketbooks sometimes. And, we've got to match what our needs are with what they want to see done. And when you can do that, you can see some really special things happening, like you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Yep.
All the ribbon cuttings.
Yes. Yeah. We like those. We like cranes on campus.
Yes.
Ceremonial dirt pitches.
Yes. Yeah.
So what is the master plan for the stadium? Are you guys going to do a moonroof, or are you going to close the entire thing?
No, I mean, if you ask me, football is meant to be played outside. It's in the elements, and
it's fun to watch.
It's in the fall. Exactly right. So nothing like that. But as we look at the stadium, I think we get asked that question a lot because we're continuously sold out. And more people want to come to the games. We have more people moving, want to not just Bozeman, but the entire valley, and they want to experience Montana State and the things that are going on campus. And, we're looking at how do we expand our stadium? How do we expand opportunities for people to be able to come and watch games when we're already sold out? And so those plans are in the works.
Nice.
I think we had some priorities that we felt
much.
some priorities we felt like we had to get done first. You mentioned the Bobcat Athletic Complex, obviously the video board, the indoor facility. You've mentioned all those things, but we've been very intentional about what has come when it has come. There definitely is a plan of what is next, and I would say the stadium is right in there with it.
Got it. Yeah. No, I tried to get tickets this morning, and I was too late as a student. They're dang it.
Oh,
But
you went on the portal to try to get with this? Yeah.
And then I called, and they were like, they just sold out. And I was like, that's on me, though. It was like 10 a.m. I don't know why. I should have done it at 8.
Wait until they hit the secondary market.
Yes.
Exactly.
We have heard there are some out there, and they're a little expensive right now.
Taylor Swift moments. All right, fine. I got it.
It's a big weekend, right?
It is.
Let's switch gears and talk about the game of football a little bit. Is it challenging to have a football coach named Vegan in Montana?
Well, it's kind of funny when we were going through the process and then we ended up hiring him. There were a few jokes, that came out about that. But since you mentioned him, it's been unbelievable to have him as our head coach and to see the success that he's had over these 4 years. And it's funny. I don't know why. I was just looking at his record, in his 4 years, and he's like 43-9 overall, and 28 and 3 in conference play. It's some ridiculous numbers. And
maybe Auburn needs to steal him. You never know.
No. See, and I say that.
Do not poach this coach.
Yeah, we do not.
We can't find a
we
coach.
do not want our coach to leave, but he's really been able to take the foundation that was laid and really build upon that. And the expectation right now is as we compete for championships each and every year. And how fun is that? That
Let's
we
add another picture to this wall.
Exactly
here.
right. Well, and that's definitely one of them. We get to add one down there with the conference championship, but the ultimate goal, you're exactly right, is to win the conference championship, set yourself up to host playoff games in here, because that gives you such a much better shot to win the games,
right?
To get to Frisco, to maybe put another picture on this wall. That would be outstanding.
Would that be?
Yeah, for sure.
Really helps that he's 11-0 so far this season, 7-0 in conference.
Yep.
So Congrats for getting a good coach
Yeah,
there.
thank you very much.
That is huge. Yes. So the Cats are going to the playoffs, but there's still a lot on the line for Brawl of the Wild.
Yes.
So what does a win Saturday mean for the Cats?
Everything.
Just to our audience that doesn't know.
Everything. It's there's a lot of things that happen. I mean, the rivalry extends even further than football, right? Even further than the athletic department. There's it's
the Can-the-Griz rivalry.
Can-the-Griz,
By the way,
yes.
my classroom won for our school for getting
Props.
enough
Yeah.
canned
Props
goods.
to
So
you.
yeah, we got donuts.
I mean,
whatever.
it's the in-state bragging rights, right? We're always recruiting. The campus is always recruiting. Our department, our programs are always recruiting, and the bragging rights that go along with this are huge because they last all year long, right?
Yeah.
And you get to circle back. Now, every sport gets to participate in that, which is awesome. It's really what makes the rivalry really, really neat. Is that a lot of student athletes play Division I sports. They don't get to experience what it's like to play in a rivalry like this, where it's sold out, the atmosphere's crazy. We talk about experience, right? For student athletes, it's an experience they're going to remember forever. And we feel like ours are special because they get to play in something like this. And we were talking about different colleges, before we went on the air. Not every student athlete gets to experience that. And so that one, we don't take that for granted. We feel like we're very fortunate we get to do that, but it's about winning, right?
Yeah.
It's, we talked a lot about, academics and things with our student athletes. One, it's about graduating and it's about winning. And we're still a Division I program. We want to win and compete at everything that we do. And winning that game is important. It's very important. And there's probably a reason why it's the last game of the regular season, right? A lot of times it's for all the marbles. It's for, seeding in the playoffs. It could be for a conference championship. There's a lot always on the line when it comes to that. So when we talk about winning that game, it means everything to us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even though we're sitting pretty, the playoffs. But I did notice that there is a sport-wide rivalry.
Yes.
That you keep track of, and that's got to be difficult.
Yeah.
But what a great experience for these.
Yeah. So Brawl the
athletes.
Wild series.
Yeah.
And so there's a point total that you keep track of every time that we go head to head against them. So you mentioned something about 8 years. In those 8 years, since I've been here, we have not lost that trophy once.
That's a streak.
So we're 8-0, and we're on the way to 9-0 right now. Yes. Yep.
That's
Keep it
really
alive.
exciting.
Is there any truth to the rumor that the Griz coach, Bobby Hawk, makes sure that his team stays outside of Bozeman when they come to town so that they don't spend any money in city limits?
Well, I've heard something to that fact. Yeah. So I haven't asked
a petty man.
I haven't asked anybody to even understand if that's true, but I have heard something very similar to that.
Maybe it's just stoking the rivalry fire.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
That if he really commits to that.
Yeah. Well, hey, and I've heard from our fans that when they're going west and they're traveling on I-90, they don't stop in Missoula because they don't want to spend money there. You hear all these different things from the sides of the rivalry. It never stops, right?
Sure.
It's all day, every day. And I do think that's what makes this rivalry pretty special.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
You can stay at my house. I will feed you expired meat.
Wow.
I'm kidding. Sorry. Not kidding. But, okay, so the pre-game run out for this game is so cool. I mean, you've got Metallica, you've got fire and horses. I mean, people just flying out. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit how that has evolved?
Yeah, when I got here, they did it a couple times. It wasn't an every game thing, and part of the issue has been the rodeo schedule, right? Because a lot of times they compete on the weekends, and there's a conflict where they're gone, and we have a home game and they're competing and they're all gone, right? But I think it was my second year that we just started doing it. Like whenever rodeo was here, we would do it every game that they were here. And then when they were gone, that we didn't do it. But then we had so many questions.
3 guys in a horse costume.
Well, yeah. So we had so many questions that people would come up to us if they didn't do it. Like, well, why weren't the horses here? I'm like, well, they compete too, right? So so they were down at their competition. And one time we actually minimized it. Instead of saying bobcats on the flags that they run in on, it just said cats. And again, that still wasn't good enough, right? And so we've actually worked it out with the rodeo team. As they look ahead in their schedule and they know when they're going to be gone, and they know when they're going to be here to do it. And if they're gone, this year we actually had an alumni team actually do the intro. Nobody knows.
How cool.
Yeah.
But they were former rodeo student athletes that did the run out for us, and it was really, really neat. And so now we have to do it every game.
Yeah.
But I also think
cannot.
it is a neat way to combine our rodeo community and the
Oh my
heritage
gosh.
with rodeo with our football fans. The
Yeah.
overlap is huge anyway, but to combine those two has made a huge difference in getting a game started in our game day atmosphere.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And the cool thing, I don't know if you guys know this, that it started 2 years ago. Our football team and our football players, now the first night of the spring rodeo, run the flags in to start the rodeo.
They
Do
do.
they?
Yeah, and so
That's
they have
great.
reciprocated that, and
Yeah.
it's really been a nice, neat bond
right.
between the
Saw that.
programs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody walks behind them with a shovel.
Yeah.
Just in case they
Yeah,
have an accident on the dirt.
Yeah, and I think the cool thing about it is it's so unique. There's nobody else in the country that does what we do
Yeah.
for the entrance of our football team, and to have two very prominent programs combining and doing it together is really pretty special.
With heavy metal, which
Well,
you would
for
think,
sure,
like,
yeah.
how is that all
And
going to work?
smoke
But it
and
totally
fire,
works.
and
It's so
it
great.
works really well. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
Totally.
Rock and roll.
We
Yeah.
know rodeo people listen to Metallica, though. They have to.
Oh
sure.
yeah, all kinds of music for sure. Yeah.
The program's been building. You have the run out, and then 2 years ago, College Game Day
Right.
came here. Did you feel the program like get elevated at that point? I mean, has it felt a little bit different ever since then?
I think it's been kind of the natural evolution of our program, right,
Yeah.
and the maturation of the program. But there was always something where me personally, I wanted to be at a school that hosted College Game Day, and it's very rare for an FCS program to be able to host that. I think if my research is correct, there is only 10 schools maybe that have hosted, but only 12 times or something that an FCS program has hosted. Some of them have hosted twice.
That's great.
And that might have grown maybe a little bit. I could be a little bit off in my numbers, but it doesn't happen all the time. And I think, again, it speaks to how great our program is and where we are. It speaks to the nature of the rivalry and how big it is. I think it is, if not the longest, maybe the second longest running rivalry west of the Mississippi. So it has history. It has, if you talk to anybody from each side, they remember certain things about games that go back years and years and years. So the game has meaning. And when you're talking about something like College Game Day, to create a 3-hour show, you got to have things and be able to fill the time to be able to do that. And there's so much history within this rivalry that it became very easy for them. But they also, I think, saw a lot about the state of Montana, the culture that's in the state of Montana, the people that are around both of our programs, but then hopefully how successful they see the Bobcats are as well.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day.
1897
I've
was when
turned
they
him
played
into
the
a
first
Bobcat.
one. Oh yeah, I'm all in.
Yeah.
123rd matchup, right?
Yeah.
Saturday, so that's exciting. I do want to talk a little bit about hockey
Okay.
before we get to our dumb game that I'm going to make you play. A lot of MSU fans would love to see hockey elevate from the club level.
Yep.
Are there any plans to maybe figure out how to slap some ice down in Brick Breeden?
Well, that's probably not on the priority list as of right now. Well, and I think before we went on the air, we were talking about certain things that are going on at the NCAA level anyway, with all the different legislation, all the changing rules. There are a lot of things that are going to happen here within the next 6 months to 2 years, with the legal battles that are coming to an end, and hopefully some settlements to hopefully calm the waters. And I think we'll know a lot more once those things start to settle down. I'll never say never, really to anything. I think, obviously we're in a climate that makes some sense for that. But we also have to make sure that we're able to do the things that we need to do, because I've always said, if we're going to have a program within our department, we got to make sure that we can support it at a championship level, no matter what it is, right?
Everything
We're going to
is
compete
full.
for championships and everything. And,
You got to hold it to the same standard as everybody
without
else.
a doubt. And so we have to just make sure that no matter what we decide or what sport or whatever it is, that we're able to do that. And so there would have to be a lot of research done, a lot of behind the scenes work that would need to be done. But at the end of the day, I'll always look at things and let the data tell us kind of what we can do and maybe what we can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I like hockey, you know. Yeah. But again, our club sports at Montana State, there are so many great club sports.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. It's the athletic department, the Division I varsity sports are doing unbelievable, but so are those sports. Hockey obviously is one of them. Lacrosse is always doing great. You know, that rugby going on as well. I mean, there are so many great teams where kids just come to school and they want to keep playing. Our club sports are really, really good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They'll have to be happy with that. That's not from me. That is.
So one last question before the game.
You must know somebody.
I know
So
several
we
people.
heard that you like karaoke. Do you have a go-to song? Other people have it. This
I'm
is,
going to tell you, but I'm not singing it for you. There's no way.
No, you don't have to sing it for us.
Ice
but-
Ice Baby, Vanilla Ice.
Is it really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice. I
mean,
stop.
Yeah, I mean, there's some country songs too that I know that I would sing, but
Yeah.
to have fun, like Ice Ice Baby, people are like, how do you know the words to that? I'm like, I learned them one time, and
we all.
yeah,
You don't even need the
Remember.
words on the screen. You're just going
exactly right.
Yeah.
But I do know
rote.
them. Yeah.
Freestyling.
All right, that's all the
Dumb game
questions that we have. Yeah, let's get to the dumb marmot
All right.
game. Unless
I don't
we
know what
missed
it is.
something
No,
along the way.
this has been great. I love
Okay,
it.
you
All right.
can't see the answers,
I don't
either
know
of
what it
you.
is
Oh,
either.
that's
You never
that's
told
why
me.
Michelle hates
We're
it.
doing trivia.
So this game is called trophy hunting.
Okay.
All right. As we approach the 123rd matchup of Cat-Griz, let's see what two MSU diehards know about the prize, the Great Divide
Oh
Trophy.
boy. Okay.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
gonna
we're
fail
playing
this.
for.
I need Bill Lamberty here with me. That's what I need.
I'll give you a little bit of context.
Okay.
Sculpted in bronze by Mission Valley artist and Grizz fan Dave Samuelson, who passed away in 2020. That's the Great Divide Trophy. Bronze
It's not
sculpture.
something that's already living on campus, is it? It's
Well,
not
that's
that
the
bobcat.
first question. Where is it right now? I don't see it, Leon. Where is the?
We don't talk about that. It will be. How about this? It will be here on Saturday, and
Yeah.
it won't leave.
There we go.
After Saturday.
I like that
Yeah.
answer.
We don't
Yeah.
want it dressed up or
It is
anything.
currently in Missoula
Okay.
because they won last year.
Oh.
I'm not supposed to say it in front of Leon, but that's what happened.
Yeah, it'll be here Saturday, and
Okay.
it won't leave.
Got it.
How much does the trophy weigh?
300 pounds.
There we go. 306 pounds of
Fine.
bronze.
I'm totally okay. with
I'm
this.
sorry.
This game.
Am I supposed to buzz in or something?
No,
or just go for it?
This
that's
is not a
great.
competition.
I
You guys
love
can
it.
work together.
Oh, I like that.
The
I like that.
questions,
I would have guessed
questions get harder.
150.
It's
I don't
one
know.
of the heaviest
It is.
college football trophies out there. Some guys play for like a cannon. This seems
Yeah.
like cheating. This thing is a
No,
sculpture.
that is beefy.
It is art.
Yeah.
All right. This is a true or false question.
Oh,
50%
nice.
chance you get it right. The Great Divide was the original proposed border between Idaho and Montana. Is that true or false?
Ooh.
That would be really close to us. That's like in Butte, right?
Just on the other. Yeah.
I'd say false.
You know what? I'm gonna say false too.
That is a true fact.
Really?
Yeah.
We lost.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It was
I still
that
am
was
okay
what
with
they
it.
were going to do, and then
We would
Congress
have lost a
decided
chunk of
that
Montana.
they were going to survey it differently, and so it became like the Bitterroots were the
Wow.
border instead. How about that? If they had gone with the original border, Grizz would not be
The Missoula.
Montanans.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Be
I mean, they do
Idahoans.
act very Idahoan.
Right?
You
A
know.
little bit from time to time. Just talking smack over here. What
Climate's
happens?
different.
What happens to the trophy in the year 2100? Something special will happen to it in the year 2100.
It will get polished. No, I really don't.
2100.
It gets polished like
I
that
know,
every
I
no, I'm
used
saying
to-
every player touches it for luck or something, and so it gets
It gets. Yeah, you can see where.
Smoothed down.
Yeah. Well,
Anything?
will that be? This is just. I have no idea. It's just a guess. But will that be when the dates will run out and they'll have to replace the dates on the trophy?
What I have learned is that in the year 2100, it will have a permanent home with whoever has won the most games in this century.
I have never heard that.
How about that?
Interesting.
And then somebody will have to carve a new.
And I don't know what happens in terms of like what the new trophy is.
Well, I think we should change that. I mean, it's been going back and forth for so long. Why let it have a permanent home?
It seems
Yeah.
crazy. I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yep.
And why? And who picked 2100?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We need to go
No,
back.
Interesting.
Now
to
I'm
the
stumped.
annals of history.
All right. This is not the first trophy, though, in the series. Can you name the previous trophy?
Oh my gosh.
No.
I
is
love
the
that.
answer to
That
this one.
I.
That
That's
you
what I'm
now
saying.
waiting.
understand.
I need Bill Lamberty here.
What
It's a while
was it
back.
before?
Is it Is it an obvious answer?
No.
Okay.
Was it
it was,
sculpture as
it was
well?
the Copper Bowl, and they played for it when the game used to be in Butte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
And so
Oh.
from 1946 to 1950, they had an actual trophy, and it was
Where's
the
the Copper Bowl now?
The trophy was called Copper Bowl?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. And I may have also called the game the Copper Bowl
Yeah.
at that point as well.
Okay.
All right, last one. The most difficult one, of
Oh,
course. Which
geez.
mountain is depicted on the Great Divide Trophy?
Particular mountain?
There is a certain mountain on the Great Divide
Yeah.
that the trophy is meant to resemble.
Do you think I'll get this?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Get it out. I know just the one.
My Montana geological facts are probably not.
Yeah.
It's not a famous mountain. I
Yeah.
had not heard of it. It's called Bear Mountain, which seems unfortunate as a
Yeah,
cat.
that's true.
Here,
Could
but
be
yeah,
cursed though. Cursed.
there's a
Mountain.
plaque
Well,
there.
it could,
if you go
that
up
could
there.
be the reason why. I mean, a Grizz fan sculpted it, and now we got Bear Mountain. I mean, there's just some things stacking up here that
It's really
makes you go,
some bad math,
Yeah.
if you ask me. But that was trophy hunting. Thank you for
Oh, that's great. I
being
love it.
patient
Yes.
with us.
You did great.
You guys did well
I think I got one
together,
question
and
right.
thank you for having us here in the Stadium Club.
Thank you for your time
And
today.
No
Best of
problem.
luck
Thanks for
Saturday
coming. Yeah.
at noon. Huh?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. It's great for the state, and we're excited to win.
Got any pregame rituals?
Always. I do. I have to have, wherever I'm at, I have to have a pregame hot dog. And so it's funny because we
Man
were
after
talking.
my own heart here.
We were
I know.
talking about, and everybody's like, why a hot dog? Well, because not every stadium or arena or whatever it is has hamburgers or, whatever. And everybody, everywhere you go has a hot dog.
Right.
And so I just started eating one. And now it's kind of like, who has the best hot dog? Everybody
Oh.
always asks, well, where's the best one you've ever had, and all these types of things. And I need to start writing them down
Gotta
and
have a
start keeping,
spreadsheet.
Yeah.
keeping a ranking. And I will say, the UC Davis one was really, really good.
Okay.
It wasn't the top, but the hot dog itself was excellent. We have a really good one. I've also kind of dabbled in our brats here too, and they're really good. The key is the hot dog has to be wrapped in the tinfoil so
Yeah.
the bun gets soft.
Steamed. Yeah.
Yeah. And it has to be that soft bun. Otherwise, if it's just like a bun they pull out of the packet, it's just not.
Not even worth it.
Yeah, it's not good.
I feel
Right
that.
there with you.
So it's a pregame hot dog. I've started to add Dr. Pepper to that. I shouldn't say that. We are a Pepsi school, and I love our Pepsi products. But there's just something about that. And then, I'm usually down on the field for the first, quarter, whatever. And I try and come upstairs and see people like on this floor and on the fourth floor. And then hopefully by the second half, I get to be upstairs and watch the end of the game. So
All
that's
right.
kind of how the day goes.
Keep with your superstitions.
All right. That
Yes.
sounds good.
Go Cat. That actually sounds great. I want a hot
Oh,
dog and a
hey,
Dr.
one
Pepper
more
now.
thing. I'll just tell you one more thing.
Keep going.
Because you can look on social media before every game it's usually between 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning.
Uh-huh.
You'll see a tweet from me that just says, "Rise and shine. It's Bobcat game day," with a Bobcat coffee mug as the picture. And I've
Uh-huh.
done it for years, and it's so cool to see the people kind of catch on. And you'll see the same ones reply every week. You'll see some new ones get involved on it, but then you'll see some others interact. They'll take a picture of their flag, or they'll take a picture of their coffee mug, and they'll interact with it. But just something else I do in the morning as well.
All
I like
right.
that
Yeah.
ritual.
How great.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
luck.
Thanks
Go
for coming.
Cats.
Yeah. Go Cats. You got it.
weekend.
You got it.